Oh, good morning. I am attempting to rope drop for the first time and I don't even know how long. It was actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I got to the parking garage at around 6:50 and waited a little bit, started letting people in at 7 a.m. Got through security so fast, on the tram really quickly, and through the entrance by 7:35. So as you can see here, I'm walking down Main Street and people are already starting to run a little bit. So rope dropping is to try to get on different rides. So we're just gonna watch the chaos today, do a walk around the park, look at where people are going, see if we can get 90 minutes out of this, and then, you know, go from there. Walking through Main Street. I'm sure Market House has a long line for Starbucks. Most things are not open this early. Most people are walking over to the castle to decide which land they would like to rope drop first. Many people go for Indiana Jones. A lot of people go for Space Mountain. I think maybe some people would go to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but I think the majority of people are doing either Indiana Jones or Space Mountain. All right, let's see the verdict here. It looks about even where people are headed. It looks like it's Adventureland or Tomorrowland. So I'll stand here on the curb and show what the lines look like and where the majority of people are looking to rope drop again. I would think most people are gonna do Indiana Jones or they're gonna do Space Mountain. Looks like Indiana Jones is winning it over here. I don't know what else anyone would really rope drop. Maybe Big Thunder, but that's kind of not a great idea. All right, so that's the Indiana Jones side. And we got the castle over here. Looks like some people wanna rope drop through the castle, and then other people over here are going through Tomorrowland. The Tomorrowland rope drop looks pretty deep though, so it looks like it's like right at Star Tours. But I think most people are doing Indiana Jones. Why don't we follow those people? Let's see how many people run.
It's also broken for
Oh, sorry.
Well, there's a not yet, Amelia. Get onto the street, please.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna stand back here because it just seems a little bit hectic. People are already starting to push a little bit and I'm not trying to ride any rides right now. So we're just gonna hang out here and watch other people be crazy. Again, we are standing over in the center for rope drop. Rope drop is at 8 a.m. when the park opens. It took me about 35-40 minutes to get from the entrance of the parking garage through the security, through the tram, and to the entrance to scan my ticket. So not terribly bad. It looks like we have people on both sides, mostly doing Tomorrowland or Adventureland. That would be for either Space Mountain or Indiana Jones. So not a bad crowd for a federal holiday. I was totally expecting a lot more people and a lot longer. So maybe it will get a little bit more crowded as the day goes on. I have not rope dropped in years. So this is kind of my first experience. I typically advise against it. If you're going to do Lightning Lane, there's really no point in doing Lightning Lane and doing rope drop. So rope drop is a choice. It's very early and it's hard to spend the entire day here when we close at 11 at Disneyland. So I usually opt for early, like, you know, get up, take your time, eat breakfast maybe at your hotel, and come here around 9 o'clock with your first Lightning Lane. Unless you're going to do a break in the middle. If you're going to do a break in the middle, then yeah, do rope drop, then leave around 2, go back to your hotel, take a little bit of a break, use the pool, take a nap, and then come back around 5 or 6 and enjoy the rest of the night and any other things that you'd like to do. So again, we are here at rope drop, just kind of waiting to see what happens. Most people look like they're at Adventureland to rope drop Indiana Jones. And the rest look like they're headed over to Tomorrowland, more than likely doing Space Mountain. Both of those rides can get upwards of 60 to 90 minutes during the day. Indiana Jones does break down a lot, so it's probably best to ride that as early as you can, as many a times I've had a Lightning Lane for them and then it breaks down, either while I'm on the line, on the ride, or right beforehand. So, good morning. Good morning for me, at least. We're here at rope drop waiting. Looks like the majority of people are at Indiana Jones, trying to get into rope drop that ride. So I'm just hanging out, chilling, seeing all the people run and watching the chaos. And we'll do a walk through Disneyland, see where everyone is, and enjoy this really, really beautiful Southern California morning. Again, looks like most people are going to do Indiana Jones, maybe? Most people look like Adventureland. There are some people facing Frontierland, so more than likely they're going to try to do Big Thunder Mountain. But if you are going to rope drop, my suggestion would be Indiana Jones, as it tends to break down a lot, so it's best to do it in the morning. Or Space Mountain, which is where I think the rest of the people are. I can kind of show what Tomorrowland's line looks like right now, but I'm a little short, so it's kind of hard to see everything. But this is the crowd this morning for rope drop. It's over at Tomorrowland.
Wait, only one side?
It only took me about 40 minutes to get through from the parking garage to inside the park, so it wasn't actually very bad at all. We've got about 7-8 minutes before they let the ropes down for people to definitely run through, which is always a little bit crazy to me. I haven't rope dropped in years, so I don't really understand the insane chaos of everything, but I thought it would be fun since it's a day off from work, see what it's like, try it again. Sustainable, waking up at 6 a.m.? No. Here's the lines. They're starting to get a lot thicker. People are starting to push and shove, so it is about that time where everyone wants to try to cover every little bit of space because they think that's going to give them an edge. show everyone. Oh, the line. People are definitely walking with a purpose. Coming down Main Street over here, trying to figure out which land they want to rope drop. Is it Adventureland for Indiana Jones, or is it Tomorrowland for Space Mountain? What would you do if you were here? Which one would you do? If I was going to ride a ride, I would choose Indiana Jones, since it does close down a lot. It does break down a lot, so I'd rather just take my chances early in the morning to do that. Looking at the crowds, I did see people already getting in line for their character breakfast at the Plaza Inn. It's the only character breakfast inside the park. The other two character breakfasts are at the two of the different hotels, so the Grand Californian and the Disneyland Hotel. Good morning. If you're joining us, we are waiting patiently for rope drop. Looks like the majority of people are going to be headed towards Indiana Jones in Adventureland. Hi, Robert. Good morning. And then looks like the rest of the people is most likely going to Space Mountain on the other side. There's a small group facing Frontierland, more than likely for Big Thunder, or maybe even Rise of the Resistance. Depends. You can get to Rise of the Resistance from Frontierland or Adventureland. So it's a lot of walking. So we'll see probably people running. If they're running, they're probably going to Rise of the Resistance, as Indiana Jones is not that far from the entrance of Adventureland. So more than likely, they're trying to hightail it to Rise of the Resistance, which is in Galaxy's Edge. So you have to pass Adventureland, New Orleans Square, Bayou Country, and then get to Galaxy's Edge. So it's a bit of a walk. As I said, I would probably do Indiana Jones if I was here, as it does break down a lot during the day. So I'd probably take my chance. If I was going to ride a ride today, I'd probably take a chance and do that one first, not kill all of my energy by running to Rise of the Resistance. But I'm going to show you guys. I am actually not going to be riding any rides today. Riding rides while live streaming is just like really not great and difficult. So, but I will walk by Dumbo and show people riding on it. If I live stream, I don't want to ride rides, but when I'm not live streaming, I definitely do ride them. It's a lot to carry this and try to do everything else at the same time, and it's a little disruptive to other people, so I try to be respectful. All right, the lines are a little bit insane already. Looks like I got here at a good time. As I mentioned, I got to the parking garage at about 6:50. They started checking tickets in, or checking your parking pass or paying for parking at about 7. And then I was off the tram at 7:31. So it was pretty fast through security. And, it's a federal holiday, so I expected it to be a lot longer than this. So not too terrible to get into the park by 7:35. As you can see, there are a good amount of people here, and this is the first time I've rope dropped in years. I've actually never rope dropped Disneyland since I moved here a couple years ago, so this is a first for me. I usually rope dropped Walt Disney World when I lived in Florida. All right, so you can see most people are over waiting for Adventureland. I'm going to pan slowly and show you Frontierland, and then as you can see, we've got like a good amount of people over there for Tomorrowland. So I would say most people are doing Indiana Jones, Rise of the Resistance, or Space Mountain. Some people may be doing Big Thunder, or maybe doing Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is in Toontown. But the closest rides are going to be Indiana Jones and Space Mountain. So if you really want to hit something up and then get off the ride and go to something else, those are definitely the two options. You could also do Big Thunder, but it's a little bit isolated, so it would be a little difficult to run to something else pretty quickly. So I would definitely do like Indiana Jones, then maybe Pirates of the Caribbean. Haunted Mansion is currently temporarily closed, but if that was open, I'd probably do that. Or Tiana. It's not that cold this morning, so if you want to get wet and have the rest of the day to dry off, Tiana's would be a good one to start your day with as well. Not today. Kids do not have school today. It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, so it's a federal holiday, so that's why it's a lot of people. I'm sure it's always busy. That's why I'm here this morning, because I'm off work. So I'm sure that's why a lot of other people are here. They made a 3-day weekend out of it, or they may be annual pass holders and decided to come and rope drop this morning when they usually can't. Again, we are waiting to see people run, literally, for rope drop. Got a little bit of time left, a couple minutes. So we are not running, but we will watch everybody else kind of go, and we'll walk through and do the chaos and do a bit of a hour-and-a-half walkthrough, get some steps in, and show you guys different parts of Disneyland for this morning. So you can kind of see what it looks like early in the morning and where everybody goes this early. I'm going to pan over here so you guys can see how far the line has gotten now. So it's definitely past Jolly Holiday. Looks like it's into Main Street. So, oh, here's some music. So I guess this is preparing for the rope drop. Everyone's starting to dance a little. So this is the Celebrate Happy song, which is for the 70th anniversary. Please walk. No one will listen. Here it goes. Uh-oh, people are moving. Here it is. We are officially through. We're gonna walk by Indiana Jones and see where everyone's going. Bear with me if you see people's backs. It's a little bit crazy here. People are running. Yep. Try not to get trampled here. Sorry. I would say that the Adventureland crowd is a lot chiller than the Frontierland crowd, which is running and pushing. So imagine most of these people are going to try to get on Indiana Jones. As I mentioned earlier, Indiana Jones does tend to break down a lot, so this would be a good one to jump on early in the morning so you can make sure you get on it before it closes. All right, we're going to go left, and people are picking up the pace here. All right, we have just gotten through. We've rope dropped. People are rushing. They're cutting people off. They're crazy because they're going to get 1 second faster in line than someone else. So we are just going to watch everybody walk through and run, as that gentleman just did as he passed me. We're just going to enjoy the vibes. All right, guys, this is the line already for Indiana Jones. We're going to walk close to it so you guys can see how long it is, even though the rope just dropped. The line starts all the way back here with that person in that outfit. So it is already insane. Most people walking over here. It is a very long walk, a very long queue for Indiana Jones. So I imagine that is why the line is starting all the way out here. It will probably start getting closer to their entrance, but I would imagine it's still going to be about a 25-minute wait, like this says. People are rope dropping Jungle Cruise because there's no one in line. You might get your own cart to yourself or in boats. Again, We are walking by Indiana Jones, where the majority of people for Adventureland rope dropped. We're gonna, looks like a lot of other people may be taking this route to go to Rise of the Resistance, which there's no easy way to get there. You're either going through Frontierland or you're going through Big Thunder or Adventureland. So some people may be rushing to get all the way over there. Looks like some people are getting on Pirates, so we're gonna walk down and see how many people are getting on that ride, as well as see the Rivers of America. Again, if you decided that you were going to rope drop, I would probably do Indiana Jones or Space Mountain. Indiana Jones does close a lot, so you've got a safer bet if you're coming early. All right, here we go for Pirates. Good morning. Hi, Mom. Good morning from Disneyland. It's a pretty day. Let's watch where people were going. Looks like a lot of people, you might not be able to see it from here, but a lot of people are walking past Big Thunder, probably to try really hard to get to Rise of the Resistance, going through the Frontierland entrance. But then I would imagine all of these people over here are either doing Tiana's, which is kind of cold to do that this morning, but you know, to each their own, or they're also trying to get to Rise of the Resistance. So it's definitely a big rope drop ride. It also does tend to temporarily close a lot, so it's not a bad idea to try to get, it's just a very long walk. So you're kind of using and expelling a lot of your energy really early. You can look over here at Pirates, but definitely Indiana Jones had a really long line already all the way out past Jungle Cruise. So that seems to be where a lot of people went if they were choosing Adventureland. Space Mountain was also, like Tomorrowland's line was also pretty deep, so I would imagine a lot of people went over to that ride. But we're gonna take our time while it's empty, and we're gonna walk through areas that are usually intensely crowded. So again, here's Pirates. Did see some people rope dropping that ride. Yeah. How often do I rope drop? Never. This is my first time rope dropping in ages. I've actually never rope dropped for Disneyland. Usually if I'm going to get here early, I'm getting here sometime between 9 and 10. So this was my attempt at trying to see if it's worth it to rope drop. As you can see, most people are not in New Orleans Square, so it feels a little bit like a ghost town right now. But you can kind of take it all in and see all the different decorations for New Orleans. So yeah, looks like people are making reservations for certain things, caricatures. You can also build your own tiara here. So it's a quiet area. It will never be this quiet a little bit later. So we are going to take a walk through, see where everybody's at. Looks like most people ran to Indiana Jones from the Adventureland rope drop area that I was at, or they were going to Rise of the Resistance. So to get to Rise of the Resistance, you're passing through New Orleans, Adventureland, New Orleans Square, Bayou Country, and then there. So it's a long walk. You're expelling a lot of energy to try to get on that ride. But it does usually have a really long wait, and it doesn't have a lightning lane that's included in your multi-pass. So it is a good strategy. Looks like some people took the train route, getting off at New Orleans Square, enjoying a little bit of the views. Some people will probably be taking the train to Toontown. That's also pretty far in the park, so if you're not in a rush, it's a good idea to just take the train and then try to get on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You can see Tiana's is empty. It looks like someone's trying to get a beignet. You know, it's never too early for a beignet. As I mentioned, we rope dropped through Adventureland. We are walking out eerily through New Orleans Square. Not a ton of people. Now, as you can see, most people either got on that line through Adventureland just for Indiana Jones, or they ran past all of that and they're headed to Rise of the Resistance, which is in Galaxy's Edge. So it's a nice crisp morning here in SoCal. I think it was about 50 degrees when I left my house. It's probably about 60 now. So a little cold, but it will get warm. We'll get to like 78 today. And we are walking by Haunted Mansion, which is currently closed. It was Haunted Mansion Holiday, which is an overlay for Nightmare Before Christmas that starts for the Halloween through Christmas season. So you can see all of the Jack decorations already down from the front of the house, and then it's all inside as well. So it's going to take a little bit for it to open back up. So that's definitely a very popular ride. So people are going to have to figure out where else they're going to go this morning. And this is the Haunted Mansion store that opened sometime last year. So looks like people are here. Just saw Tiana's. Nobody was on that boat. So we'll see if we see anybody that decided to rope drop Tiana's Bayou Adventure, aka Splash Mountain. Let's see. Nobody on that one. Oh, I did just see a head going through. So somebody did decide to rope drop that. I'm not walking by Dumbo just yet, Robert, but I will eventually. Oh God, 16 degrees. No, thank you. All right, another one down. Nobody in it. Let's see if we can see some people. Such a gorgeous morning, barely any clouds in the sky. Would like you guys to know that there's like nobody around me. So it's kind of crazy to come over here for rope drop and just take in the views, enjoy the music and the scenery. Let's see if there's anyone in this one. Still no. I did see a head though, so coming around that bend behind the water tower. So I'd imagine it's not going to be too long. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, if you do it early, you can have time to dry off. So it's not a bad idea. It's a little nippy and cold here. I saw another head. But if it's summer, this is a great ride to rope drop. Or not even summer. I mean, it gets warm here. Like in March, it actually was like 82 degrees earlier this week. So you just never really know. There's some other heads. Looks like a family that just went around the corner. Trying to wait for that first head I saw. Hear some screaming, see some people get wet. Listen, Tiana also kind of closes a lot, so this is also a good idea to try to get in early, as it does have some issues sometimes and temporarily closes, so it's not a terrible idea. There's probably nobody in the line, and we'll walk by in a second here. I'm trying to catch some people, but watch, by the time I walk away, someone will finally be on the ride. All right, we'll do one more boat. I'm like, man. All right. Well, just trust me on it. There are people on it. All right, here we go. Walking right by Bayou Country. Actually, I'll show you that I'm like alone on this bridge, basically. Look at this. Nobody's here. Oh, of course, then I do it and I hear some people yelling. So of course I missed that. That's what I get for not being super patient. Okay, we're gonna keep walking through the rivers, by the rivers of America. It's a nice morning out here. Like I said, there's barely anybody that's walking by me. We're gonna walk through Bayou Country so you guys can kind of see what it looks like, but it's a walk-on for Tiana's right now and probably a walk-on for Winnie the Pooh. if it's open. So we're gonna walk right by it and see what we got. Here we go. Actually, you know what? I said I wasn't going to ride a ride, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. You know what? Let's do it. Let's see how this internet works in Winnie the Pooh. We're going to try it now. Why not? I guess I could say I rope drop Winnie the Pooh, which is a very interesting tactic to do, but you know, I'm right here. Might as well. I usually don't like to do this when I live stream because I don't want to be disruptive to other people, but there's literally nobody behind me. So hopefully I can get my own little cart and not bother anybody. And we'll see how the internet works inside the ride. I've not done it yet. So if it drops, just stay with me. It hopefully will pick back up. Hi, good morning. Thank you.
Being safe is what kickers like best. So please stay on your feet with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
All right, let's do this, guys.
Please watch your little kid. Keeping your hands above her nose.
Perfect. No, you're good. No worries. Okay. Have a good one. Thanks. All right, let's do this, guys. You do, Charmaine. That's, who would that be? Here we go. I'm going to be quiet so you guys can hear it all.
One blustery day in the hot neighborhood, a little bear named Winnie the Pooh set off in search of honey.
Look, Mama, look! I'm a tiger on Tiger Road.
Happy Wednesday! We'll save you, Piglet!
First the wind, and now this.
Whee! This is fun!
Goodness gracious!
I'm Tigger! Right this way! Steal honey, beware, beware. Have a lump and wounds, have a lump and wounds. Steal honey. They're far, they're being sincere. Is heavy and fearsome. I have the lump for woozles and smile. They come in ones and twosles, but if they're so choosles, open your eyes, you'll see them multiply. So be ready, because they're coming in the ship size. What a wonderful dream!
Wake up, Pooh! Wake up! Wake up, Pooh!
Oh boy, it's your birthday!
It's time for your party, Pooh!
Happy birthday! Hooray! Happy birthday!
Hip, hip, hooray!
I do hope you like my beautiful bear.
I've never seen so many presents.
Hope you like my present.
Presents for Pooh.
Looks fun.
I'm sure you'll find mine.
All right. Hopefully the internet connection wasn't so terrible when I was in there, but we are back out now. Hi. Morning. I'm good. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. It was so sweet of you to ask. I know, right? Thanks again. You too. All right, guys. That was so nice of her to ask if I wanted to ride it again. So sweet. Like I said, I am unsure if the internet worked super well while I was inside the Winnie the Pooh ride. Hopefully it didn't drop the feed too much, but we are done with that ride and we are walking past Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Looks like it's still a walk-on ride over here. So you could do that one and Winnie the Pooh pretty close together. Oh wow, thanks. Surprising. Love to hear it. All right, so we are now walking through Bayou Country. Again, pretty quiet still after we rope dropped this morning. We just finished Winnie the Pooh, because why not? I was right there. And now we are headed towards Galaxy's Edge, which I'm sure is where the majority of people who walked past Indiana Jones this morning went to go ride. So we're gonna see how long that line is now and just take in all the Disneyland vibes. Oh good, I'm so glad. All right, so we are now walking by Hungry Bear Jamboree, Barbecue Jamboree, which is a lunch and dinner place that tends to get really packed during the day. This is also, they have an upstairs that extends all the way back, and then they also have a downstairs, so plenty of seating. They also have some really good restrooms here, so if you're looking for a place to chill for a little bit, recharge your phone, take in sort of the lesser high energy areas, you can come right here, take a break by Hungry Bear, and enjoy yourself. That's what I'm saying. Go now. And we're going to stand over here and talk a little bit about the rivers of America. You can see over here on the left-hand side one of the rafts, boat rafts for Tom Sawyer Island. So it doesn't look like there's anybody there, but you could take a raft a little bit farther behind me, and you can head to Tom Sawyer Island. There's some playground / obstacle courses, places to sit, also a really nice restroom. So a little area to get some steps in and walk around. You can also see over here on the right-hand side, there's some canoes back there. And so you can actually canoe. No, it's not on the track. You would actually have to work a little bit, but during some of the warmer days, you can canoe and go all the way around the rivers of America. Also, there's the Mark Twain riverboat that you can ride, and sometimes you can also ride the Columbia, which is the pirate ship that they use for Fantasmic. So there's a lot of different attractions here at the Rivers of America. It's such a good place to like take some time. Feels like its own a little oasis. So really happy that we have this area here. It's such a focal point of the park. So you may have seen over the rocks that there was Batu. So we're gonna go walk over through Galaxy's Edge. Again, this is a pretty long walk from where we saw Indiana Jones. So a lot of people tried to rope drop Rise of the Resistance, which is a great idea, but just know it's not close. So it is the farthest part other than Toontown in the park. So we're gonna walk into Galaxy's Edge, Batu right now, and we're gonna see how long that line is for Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance also is not included in your Lightning Lane multi-pass. So if you purchase it for like $30, $35, Rise of the Resistance not included. So you would have to buy the a la carte, the single Lightning Lane, which sometimes runs about $25. And seeing people walk right as I turn this corner means that this line is about 60 minutes. It might be longer. It looks like they're walking, so they're not stopped. But this is about 60 minutes. right, so again, oh, it is now stopped. So this is 60 to maybe even 90 minutes, guys. So it's a lot because you have to go all the way down there and then come all the way through here. And then that Rise of the Resistance queue is very long inside. Oh, and the line, they're kind of queuing people outside right here. So this is a bit heavy over here. All right. Again, we are right near Rise of the Resistance, looking at how that line is after a rope drop. I'd be surprised if it's not already around 60 minutes. I turn around. You kind of can see over here on my right-hand side, people trying to get into the line over here. And then it goes all the way down to when I turn the corner to get into Galaxy's Edge. And then it's a fairly long queue inside. So I would estimate about 60 minutes from where I see people. It might even be 90. We can kind of check what the screen says, what they're estimating it to be. Let's see. Looks like they're thinking it's 50. Yeah, so nope, now it just moved to 60. So 60. Oh my God, it's longer than 60. These are people still walking, so they queued people all the way over here. There is a chance that the ride wasn't ready at rope drop for anyone to ride. So they just started lining people up in general, which may have been what it is. So sometimes the rides, they're not done with full testing, or maybe they had some sort of delay. So they queued everyone outdoors first, and then they are allowing people to start walking through. But this is a very long queue. That's the only thing I could think of, that people have been standing here from rope drop waiting to get in. And these are a lot of strollers, which I usually don't see that many over here. So the line is still going. That means the line was all the way through where all the shopping center was. And there's a lot of Disney cast members out. So yes, I think people that there's the end of line sign. People that decided to rope drop this are just starting to get in. So I would just assume that it wasn't fully ready when people showed up. So I would imagine that if you rope dropped Indiana Jones, you might have already been done with that ride and been able to start making your way over here. So you may get to do both pretty quickly if you did Indiana Jones first. All right. So as I said, there's no one around right now that I've walked past that first sign, that first end of line sign. It's very quiet over here. I usually hate stopping in the middle when there's a ton of people around, but this gives me the ability to kind of look at everything and show you guys all the different decor and stuff through Galaxy's Edge. Again, a lot of things aren't open yet. A lot of things start opening around 10 or 11 a.m. Looks like some of these shops are open. There's only a couple of restaurants where you can get breakfast. You're looking at Ronto Roasters, which we're about to pass, Red Rose Tavern, Idlewise Snacks, Galactic Grill. Obviously, if you sit down, you can do Plaza Inn, which is a character breakfast. So there's not a ton of places open if you're interested in breakfast here, but you've got a couple of options. You've got a lot of options for coffee. Of course, you've got Starbucks, which is on Main Street and Market House, and almost every quick service place has some sort of specialty coffee. Inside Docking Bay 7 is what a lot of people love, which is the Black Calf coffee that has like Cocoa Puffs on top. So this is one of the places you can get a breakfast Ronto wrap at. We're gonna keep walking. And actually, because it is so quiet here, we're gonna go in a store. So let's walk through this store right here. that is right outside of Docking Bay 7. Let's see what kind of Star Wars merch they've got for us. Morning. I got some Ahsoka gear here. Wow, guys, I'm the only person in here, so kind of cool. It's usually so packed it's hard to see. We got a bunch of different helmets here for Star Wars. Any Star Wars fans out there? I'm currently watching it in timeline order. I'm on Boba Fett season, so working on that. You're right, it does look like a great time to have a photo shoot. There's no one around. You can also buy a lot of lightsaber stuff here. So if you're interested in buying a lightsaber, so we got a lot of different things here. Again, not super crowded, so that's nice. Very quiet oasis. You've got your Jedi coats, and you've got things for Rey, things for Leia. It's a really nice store if you're a Jedi fan or Star Wars fan, whatever. Fan of the Jedis. All right, we're passing the Millennium Falcon now, which, yeah, talk about a great time to get a picture is now. There's nobody here. Usually I have to cut people out of my picture when I take pictures down here. So looks like Smuggler's Run, Millennium Falcon, is 5 minutes. However, it is normally not more than 15 minutes. So this is not a ride that I would suggest rope dropping at all. You can ride this basically at any time. I'm going to show you the Millennium Falcon now and where I'm at in Batuu. I will say, though, that once the Mandalorian and Grogu movie come out and they sort of do a new overlay for Smuggler's Run, I can anticipate that it will be pretty crowded for that. All right, I'm going to keep walking through here. Again, super quiet, beautiful day. We're walking through Galaxy's Edge. If you're just joining us, we rope dropped through Adventureland, saw everyone running to Indiana Jones, or they were running to Rise of the Resistance. We walked by a long line of the Rise of the Resistance tongue-tied ride line. So looks like maybe it was not ready to have any riders at 8 a.m. this morning. So now we're walking through Batuu, pretty quiet over here, and we're gonna head into Fantasyland, which is probably nuts.
And then halfway throughout the day, we'll swap it for someone else. And then tomorrow, 2 different people will split the line leader for half day and half day.
Ha 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 ha. I actually looked. Oh, funny, funny, funny. People are funny.
Here's the bathroom.
Okay. We are now walking through Batuu. And actually, I was going to do Fantasyland, but yeah, let's do that. I showed you guys Rivers of America. Never mind. We'll do Fantasyland. Let's see how crazy that is, which is obviously where most families are going to want to start their morning with their little ones. So we're going to do that. But right before that, I'm going to put this down for a second, and I'm going to get a drink of water, guys, because I am thirsty. So putting this down real quick and getting a drink of water. Then we will continue our walk to Fantasyland. Okay, moving on through. Let's readjust that a little bit, and here we go. Quick little water break. Stay hydrated when you're doing all these steps. I think the last live stream I did on Wednesday, we did 12,000 steps in like 3 hours. So we were hustling. So Again, a lot of steps in. Again, I'm alone in this tunnel outside of this cast member. So very quiet over here, leaving Galaxy's Edge and heading into Fantasyland. If you're just joining me, thanks. I'm Alex, if you didn't know. This is my channel, Take Me to Magic. It is a federal holiday today. It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So I'm off work and I decided that I was gonna rope drop this morning for the first time in who knows how long, years. Never rope dropped at Disneyland before, so we're taking the vibes in, and we just came out of Galaxy's Edge and now we're walking by Frontierland and into Fantasyland. It's a beautiful morning here in Anaheim. I got to our parking garage about 6:50 a.m. Was off the tram and in line to scan my ticket by 7:31 and waiting at set by 7:40 inside Main Street. So was not a bad morning to rope drop. So now we are walking by Red Rose Tavern, which is one of the places that does have breakfast options. And now we are in Fantasyland.
There's Dumbo. We will, not right now, but we will.
Doesn't seem as crazy as I thought it would be. Looks like there's a slight line for Casey Jr.'s circus train that goes around Storybook Canal boats. I would say it's maybe 10 minutes. I'm gonna pause over here and sort of show you a panoramic, whatever word you want to use. So we've got Dumbo over here on the left. Looks like maybe a 10-minute wait. And then we've got the carousel over here on the right. And then we've got several rides over here, so we're gonna walk by them. We've got some 1955 day one rides over here. So we've got Pinocchio's Daring Journey. These are all ride-through rides. So when you sit in them, it's similar to what we just did at Winnie the Pooh, which is you sort of sit through it and go through the movie. No height requirement, so it's good for families. So we're walking by Pinocchio, and then right next door to that is Snow White's Enchanted Wish. And actually, I didn't even mention this because I didn't even consider it for some reason, but Peter Pan's Flight is one that a lot of people do rope drop. So we didn't see a ton of people waiting to get through the castle, but I would imagine that's what these people are from. They wanted to try to get Peter Pan's Flight early because the line is a consistent 35 to 45 minutes all day. If you can make it at night, that's probably the best you're gonna find. Is sometimes it's 30 or 20 minutes at night, but this is definitely another place that people rope drop would be Peter Pan's Flight. So they probably walked through the castle right over there and got in line. This line looks like it's almost an hour. It's all the way back and around, and it's actually, if I show over here, it's actually outside of the line, like outside of the queue line. Peter Pan's Flight does not have a lightning lane. So if you want to ride this ride, you're definitely standing in the queue. There's no way around that. Okay. Keep making our way through, and right next to Peter Pan's Flight, you're going to find Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So again, these are all 1955 opening day rides, and it is the 70th anniversary through August 9th. So if you're thinking about coming to the Disneyland Resort, let me know. I am a travel planner. I can book your travel, plan your itinerary at no additional cost to you. So I'm here for you. I know the ins and outs, so I can plan the best trip for you. I'll stop and show you. It's probably about a 10-minute wait. Oh yeah, 10-minute wait here for Mr. Toad's wild ride. And it says 20 for Dumbo. It's probably about 15, but yeah, it's not too far back. All right, we are now walking by Storybook Canals. We are going to walk by the teacups as well as the Alice in Wonderland ride. All three of these are also original rides. If you're just joining me, thanks. We rope dropped this morning. We're doing a walkthrough of Disneyland. We are now in Fantasyland, right by the teacups and Alice in Wonderland and the Matterhorn. So here we go, teacups. That's the monorail. See if you guys can see that, which is right next to the Matterhorn. And then over here on my right is the Alice in Wonderland ride. So we have two Alice in Wonderland themed rides here at Disneyland. The teacups, and so, yep, you're right. Today is Martin Luther King Day. All right. Showing you guys the Matterhorn here. And again, we are in Fantasyland. Looks like this is the line to get into Alice in Wonderland, so people are probably done rope dropping some of their things and trying to get in as many rides as they can before probably the bulk of the crowds get here around 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
Just keep turning the wheel to the right or to the left. The faster you turn it, the faster you go.
So we are now walking by Storybook Canal boats. This is where you can ride a canal boat, a little canoe looking thing. And you can go and see miniature versions of all the castles you know and love, all the locations you know and love from Disney classic movies. And then we are now walking towards Small World, which it looks like it's still open, guys. I thought Small World was gonna close after the holiday celebration was over, but it looks like it's still open, so that means inside. Hi, Ariel. Good morning. There you go. You guys got to see Ariel walking by. Fantasyland is where you're going to catch a lot of characters walking by. And back here, you're going to see a lot of characters do meet and greets. Merida from Brave, Moana, Donald Duck, who else have I seen? Aladdin, Jasmine, Genie. A lot of different characters come out here. Obviously, we just saw Ariel from the live action Little Mermaid. So you've got a lot of characters that will be out here throughout the day. But as I was mentioning, hello Monique, as I was mentioning, looks like the Small World holiday is still here. So it's still themed to the holidays, which means when you're inside, everything is holiday Christmas themed. The song is different, etc. So more than likely they decided to close Haunted Mansion Holiday first, and then after they are close to reopening that, they may close this, I would imagine, at the end of the month. So I thought it was going to be earlier, but it's not. So if you didn't get a chance to ride that during the holidays, it is still available right now. Happy Martin Luther King Day, yes. For anyone just joining us, we rope dropped this morning. Got to the parking garage at about 6:50, through the gates by about 7:35. That was after going through security and riding the tram. So not bad, not bad. Most people looked like they were rope dropping to Indiana Jones or Space Mountain, and probably also Rise of the Resistance. So we've walked through Adventureland, Frontierland, Bayou Country, New Orleans Square, Galaxy's Edge, now Fantasyland, and we are headed into Toontown. I have not rope dropped in years and never rope dropped here at Disneyland. So this is the first experience for me. Not too shabby, especially for a federal holiday when a lot of people are off work, maybe took a 3-day weekend, or like me, a magic key holder that decided to come during her day off. So really impressed by it. I could see why people like to do it. It's a little too early for me. I'm more of a nighttime live stream gal, nighttime Disney gal, but always fun to experience Disney early in the morning. So now we are in Toontown. Honestly, this is a great time to come because it doesn't look as insane as it usually does when I'm here in the middle of the day. Looks like kids are, there's, you know, so many playgrounds here, so places to sit. So it's probably really nice. Going over here, it looks like 5 minutes for Roger Rabbit, which is very rare. Usually Roger Rabbit is 30 plus minutes. It does have a lightning lane though. And then Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. They do not let you live stream or use your phone anymore on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So just an FYI. It is my favorite ride at Disneyland. And it looks like it's walk-on right now, so really great if you are a big fan. Okay. All right, so now we are walking through Toontown. We've got Goofy's house coming up here on the right-hand side with lots of little obstacle course and places for kids to play. So this is a great time to come because it's not as crowded as it can be around 10, 11 a.m. when I've been here before. Okay. I'm gonna keep walking through, see what's around. Okay. Here at Goofy's house. Again, a little park for kids to play. And then right next to Goofy is Donald Duck in his home. Right, and then you can see Gadget's coaster over there in the back. Looks like it's also a walk-on ride. And then you can meet Mickey and Minnie in their house. So, looks like Mickey's wait time is about 15 minutes right now. You walk through Mickey's entire home, and then you meet him in his film studio at the end. So you get to walk through his home, then you stand in a queue, and you get to see different Mickey shorts, and then you get to meet him at the end. So it's a nice way to meet Mickey if you don't want to just wait by Main Street. This is the other place that he'll be all day. And you can also meet Minnie inside the house here. It doesn't look like there's a wait time, so I'm unsure if she's in there or if it's just a 0 wait time. There's not a lot of people waiting, so Minnie is not home just yet. So that's what that cast member was just saying. So you can walk through her house, but she is not home. So hopefully she'll be home later on today. All right. We are walking through Toontown right now. Pretty quiet over here in Toontown. Looks like you can walk on to any of these 3 rides. I do see some people running. Probably got done with their main ride and made the way over here. People are so weird when they think you're live streaming. Love to scream into a camera. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway looks like about 5-10 minutes. Roger Rabbit's 5 minutes. Gadget Coaster's less than 5 minutes. So this is a great place to go and hit up all 3 rides in a short period of time before all the families start showing up. So if you have little ones and you want to get this side of the park done first, I would highly suggest it. It's a good place to start. Fantasyland was a little bit more crowded than this because everybody was going to Peter Pan's Flight. But this, I think, is a really great place to start your day if you have little kids and a family. Especially if you want to meet Mickey early in the morning and you kind of want to do that, get your Mickey picture in. This is a perfect place to go. So we're going to head out of here. We're going to go back through the Small World Fantasyland area promenade, if you want to use a fancy word. And we're going to head through Tomorrowland and back to Main Street. And then we're going to call it a day, guys, because I like to do these quick 90-minute live streams. And then I'm going to stay here and I'm going to enjoy the day. But I'm so glad for all of you for coming with me. We are going to keep walking through Fantasyland, through Small World area, through Tomorrowland, to Main Street, show you that castle. Then we're going to keep our 90-minute time limit that I've sort of self-imposed on myself for these live streams. So thanks for being here with me early in the morning. If you're just joining us, we just finished walking through Toontown. Looks like a good amount of families are starting to walk through. So people have either finished their rope dropped ride that they chose this morning. Maybe it was Peter Pan's Flight. And they are headed to Toontown now to probably ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which I wouldn't blame them. It's a great ride. Again, it is early, so there's not a lot of things that are open in terms of shops and food. So if you are coming here early, you've got a couple options for breakfast. You've got Market House, which is basically a Starbucks. You've got Idlewise, which has a breakfast sausage thing. You've got Red Rose Tavern, which has a Fantasy Fair breakfast fold. You've got the Plaza Inn, but you got to make reservations. That's for character breakfast. It's the only character breakfast inside the park. You've also got Ronto Roasters, which has a breakfast option. So you've got some options. Bengal Barbecue might still have breakfast, maybe. I know it was something that they introduced, but I don't know if they kept it. So we'll see. And we are going to walk by Live Action Ariel again. So we saw her walking towards us earlier. So we're going to cross this area and see her right there. Okay, JK, I don't know if Idlewise is open, so maybe it's Maurice's Treats that has that breakfast sausage. All right, so we are walking by Matterhorn right now. Looks like it's about a 20-minute wait. That's what it says outside. We'll walk by. It might be longer than 20 minutes. Matterhorn does have single rider. You just have to sort of ask when you get in and they give you a card. So that's a really great way to get on some rides without having to wait in the long lines. So over here in Disneyland, you're looking at Space Mountain has a single rider. Matterhorn has a single rider. Indiana Jones sometimes has a single rider. It all depends on what it looks like. They can choose when and not to do it. They don't have a specific single rider line like Matterhorn does. Trying to think. Smuggler's Run has a single rider line. So not that many rides over here on this side that have single rider, but you've got some options. I don't think I missed any. If I did, let me know. Here is the monorail. The monorail is interesting over here at Disneyland. It's only has 2 stops. Here in Tomorrowland, which is right above the Finding Nemo submarine ride, which we're going to show you in a second. And then it stops at Disney, right in downtown Disney, close to the Disneyland Hotel. So you can ride that in if you decide to stay on property at the resort, or you decide to be dropped off by downtown Disney. It's an option for you to ride the monorail and then get put here into Tomorrowland. So we are in Tomorrowland right now on the backside near Finding Nemo's submarine ride, as well as I had just mentioned and we just saw, the monorail. And then right behind me, I'm going to turn around slowly, and right behind me is the Matterhorn. Looks like actually it might be 20 minutes because nobody is all the way down here. So yeah, I think 20 minutes is actually a good representation of how long the Matterhorn ride is. It is pretty quiet over here. So I would say if you're rope dropping, it's great for the vibes. Not too many people can ride a bunch of rides early this morning, and it's a federal holiday. So a lot of people are off work. A lot of people might have done a 3-day weekend. So not bad for a day that is a day off for kids and for people that work. We are now walking by Galactic Grill, which is a quick service restaurant that you can eat at inside Tomorrowland. They've got burgers and chicken tenders and lots and lots and lots and lots of seating. It's a great place to grab some food. Every time I eat here, for seasonal though, I literally hate the food that they offer. So it's good for chicken tenders, let's just say that. I think people are waiting for it to open. So we're gonna keep walking through. Looks like Finding Nemo submarine ride is a walk-on ride. There's barely anyone there. I've been on it once. Once was enough. It's very claustrophobic for me personally, but if you have little kiddos, it doesn't have a height requirement, so it's a nice little one for your kids. For me, no thank you. There you go. There's the submarine entrance. And then you can see over here, the monorail entrance is kind of tucked over there. You can see the monorail a little bit up there. You just heard it honking. And then we're near Autopia, which is also a day 1 ride. So opened in 1955. Now we are walking by Star Wars Launch Bay, which is an interesting area. It's a little bit of an empty area most times, unfortunately. You can meet Darth Vader here for a couple of hours during the day. He's usually here between like 11 and 1:30. So you can meet him here if you're interested. I know, this is Tomorrowland. It's not Galaxy's Edge, but he does meet here. Star Wars Launch Bay. Back up a second. And then if you look up, you can see a ton of chairs up there on that terrace. That is the Tomorrowland Skyline Terrace, and that is where they offer a dining package for the fireworks. And so Terry and I have actually done this a couple of times. It was recently revamped, so we just did it right before the holidays. So a new video with my review will be coming out soon, but you can already see the video that we did a little bit less than a year ago, which is basically almost the same thing, just a little bit different food, cheaper price, so just a little bit different things, but the views are the same. The experience was great. If I was going to suggest one dining package, it would be that one. Okay, now we're walking by Alien Pizza Planet, very popular place for families to eat. It has exactly what you think it has, pizza. Has some pasta too. And then we are walking by Space Mountain. So I'm gonna kind of show you the entrances because they're a little tucked away, honestly. So over here, You've got over here on the left-hand side, you've got the initial line. Looks like the standby line is 40 minutes. You can also get a lightning lane here if you decide to do lightning lane strategy instead of rope dropping. So looks like about a 40-minute wait here. And then as I had just mentioned a little bit ago, Space Mountain also has a single rider, but their single rider is by their exit. So there's a sign over here where you can kind of see where their single rider is. It's a little deep in there. It's that blue sign right there. And actually these people on the left-hand side are waiting for that single rider. So Space Mountain, again, is one of those areas that has single rider for you. While we're here, let's go into the Star Wars Star Trader and see some of their stuff that they've got available. So these are new to me, these ears. I've not seen these yet. These are very cute. Looks like they've got Carthay Circle in here, Dumbo, the Ferris wheel, Pluto, Donald Duck. Over here you've got the Castle, Haunted Mansion, Goofy, Jiminy Cricket, the monorail. So very iconic, overarching. I really love this. This must be a new line they've got. They've got a tumbler cup with all those different things, mugs. Looks like some shirts, some rain jackets. So that's really nice. Got some Mickey Mouse gear available. This is a new one, at least to me. I have one of these cups at home, not the same exact one, but they're good for the beach. Oh, it does say new arrival. Duh, I just saw that. Got some other gear here, some other ears. Looks like a good amount of new arrivals over here. This looks like this zip-up hoodie is also a new arrival. All right, let's keep walking. Got some 2026 gear. New backpack out. And then a bunch of new mugs. New Starbucks mugs. So if you're a collector, this is the place for you. A lot of the stuff here you will also find on Main Street, but this one's a little bit less crowded. They still have a bunch of 70th anniversary stuff since the 70th anniversary is running through August 9th. So if you're thinking about coming to Disneyland, you've still got plenty of time to see. Paint the Night Parade comes back later this month, so that will be a good one. And these glasses look new to me, so I know it's kind of dark in here, but those are new from the Disney Vault collection. And there's still time to do the Key to Disneyland interactive park experience. I have a video on that. I actually have a video on the top 8 things to do for the 70th anniversary. So go ahead and check out that video. Everything pretty much is still around except for the Pixar parade. That one has not been announced that it's going to come back during the 70th. Probably because Lunar New Year starts this Friday at Disney California Adventure, which we will be at and do a video on, as well as then Food and Wine Festival. So lots of things happening over at Disney California Adventure as well. Here's the wall of ears if you're interested. None of these look new to me, but tons and tons of options for you. And no, the store is the Star Trader, so let's see some Star Wars stuff. Looks like you've got a wall of helmets, which is similar to what we saw in Galaxy's Edge. There is no laugh floor here, Monique. That is not a ride that we have over here at Disneyland. In Tomorrowland, you've got 6 attractions if you count the monorail. You've got Space Mountain, you've got Autopia, which is our Cars ride, small Cars ride. You've got the Finding Nemo submarine. You've also got Star Tours and Buzz Lightyear. So yes, there are sometimes very significant differences between Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, and that is one of them. All right, we're walking out of the Star Trader, and we are going to walk outside back to Tomorrowland. As you can see up here, years and years ago, that used to be the People Mover. We do not have one here. Petition to bring it here. Please bring it back. I think everybody would absolutely love that. And as you can see, actually I lied. There's another ride. I forgot, the Astro Orbiter. So there's 7 rides in Tomorrowland. Many people think that Tomorrowland needs to be rethemed, revisited. It is a little bit disjointed over here at Disneyland. So many things to do, but it doesn't all come together. So unfortunately, I read, who knows if it's true or not, that the retheming was turned down for right now. They're going to focus on some other new rides, which is unfortunate, but I understand. So over here, you've got Astro Blasters, which is our Buzz Lightyear ride. And then over here on the left is Star Tours. And then right in front of us is the Astro Orbiter, which is basically like Dumbo or the Magic Carpet ride for Aladdin. We're actually gonna walk on the right side so I can show you Pixie Hollow, which is where you can meet Tink and her fairy friends. During the day, I believe that opens around 10:30, 11. So that's also an option. She's there most of the afternoon. So we'll walk over here so you can see Pixie Hollow. As you can see, there is her little area in the corner. So that is where you can meet Tink and her friends. Tink meaning Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. As we continue walking, you can see those pink tents at the top. That is for the Plaza Inn, which is the only place inside the theme park you can do a character breakfast. So actually, I can slightly see Tigger. You know, the characters go around to all the tables. You can sit indoors or outside. It is a breakfast buffet. Love it. One of my staple things to do here at the park. And actually, I have a reservation for next week. So I'll be back again because I just love it. Get to meet so many, take so many pictures. The food's good. It's reasonably priced for Disney, $55. So you can see Tigger right there walking around to meet people. I think I see Pluto's head a little bit. And the great thing is you automatically get to meet Minnie right when you walk in. So it's about $55 for adults. I don't know the kids' price, but definitely make your reservations. They go fast, so make them in advance. Again, this is the only character breakfast on site inside the park. The other two character or other 3 character dining is at the resorts. So you've got Goofy's Kitchen at Disneyland Hotel. You've got Storyteller's Cafe at the Grand Californian, and you also have the Princess one, which is also at the Grand Californian. It used to be in Napa Rose, which is a dining area. However, that's under refurbishment or renovation. So it's in one of the ballrooms at Grand Californian right now. Average price, again, $55, breakfast buffet or dinner buffet. Princess one is gonna be about $150 per person. We are walking by our Sleeping Beauty Castle right now. Lots of picture taking, Disney Photo Pass, cast members. You can also walk through the castle. Looks like they've officially taken down all the snow. And all the icicles. We were here on Wednesday, there was still a bunch of snow, so it is beautiful and still decorated for the 70th. We love our little castle over here at Disneyland. But as you can see, our little castle is right here, and the Matterhorn is taller. The tallest building you will find at the Disneyland Resort is Guardians of the Galaxy, which is DCA. Fun fact for you. We also still got horses here and trolleys, which is fun. They're out in the morning. Hi, horsey. And then actually, I haven't walked over here, I think. So this is a little bit of an extension of Fantasyland. We've got 2 different things you can enjoy over here, plus a little cart, which I think I thought it was Idlewise that sold that breakfast sausage, but I think it's Maurice's Treats, which is right here, and I think I see someone eating it. So we've got the Royal Feeder. They do 2 different renditions of shows here. They do Tangled and they do Beauty and the Beast. So those show times are later in the day. It's a really funny show, really fun, very interactive for kids. Absolutely love it. Then over here on the right, you have the Royal Hall. And this is where you can meet visiting princesses. They don't name the princesses ahead of time here, but you get to meet 4. So the last time I went through this, we met Ariel, we met Anna, we met Cinderella, and I forgot the other one. Maybe Tangled. I think it was 4. So you can do that. And then again, this is Maurice's Treats. A pretty long line for right now because this is one of the only places available for breakfast. So it looks like they have croissant cookie here. They've got coffee. They've got a lot of things. Okay, and then also through here, you can see there's a walkway over to Rancho del Zocalo, which leads you into Frontierland. And over here is also the second stop for a lot of pictures for the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique. So that would be right across from Peter Pan's Flight next to Snow White, if you get that reservation. But the picture area and other stuff is over here. So it's a little bit of a walk, but you've got cast members to guide you. All right, we're gonna keep walking a little bit, show you a couple more things, and then we are almost to my 90-minute stream end. We got about 3 more minutes for this stream. So thank you for joining me from rope drop to right now. I hope you can get a good glimpse of what it looks like on a day off for schools, a day off for work, a federal holiday celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. and his birthday. People were rope dropping to Indiana Jones. People were rope dropping to Space Mountain, Rise of the Resistance. We saw a lot of those people here, maybe even Peter Pan's Flight. Looks like it started to dissipate. People are around. It's not too crowded, guys. I haven't bumped into anybody except right at the beginning of that rope drop when people were running. But this is good. I would say a success. Would I do this again? Not all the time. I commend content creators and YouTubers who wake up this early and come to do content. I'm a nighttime gal. So if you're interested in seeing more of my live streams, more of my videos, but it's gonna probably be mostly at night. So make sure you're subscribing and liking and turning those notification bells on, whatever those things are that you want, so you can kind of get notified when I go live again. Okay, we're gonna take a stop here and show you Jolly Holiday, which is a place for desserts, sandwiches, soups, muffins, all those kind of pastries. You can stand in the line or you can mobile order. This is a very popular place. Sometimes when I look to mobile order, it's about 2 hours in advance. So if this is something you're interested in, plan ahead. They've got a lot of seasonal treats for the 70th, as well as any holidays that are going on. And you can see we are right by Main Street. Over here, Plaza Inn, again, for that character breakfast is right across from me. And then if I slowly turn around, you're gonna see all of our lands. Well, almost all of them. You're gonna see Astra Orbiter, which is the entrance to Tomorrowland. You see the Matterhorn and the castle, which is where you can get to Fantasyland. And then over here on the left, we've got the entrance to Frontierland and Adventureland. So plenty of places. This is kind of the hub of Disneyland. The only place you don't see here, well, 2 places, is Toontown, which is behind Fantasyland, and Galaxy's Edge, which you can get to from Fantasyland, Frontierland, or from Adventureland / Bayou Country. We are gonna walk down Main Street. Everyone's walking towards us. We're walking in the opposite direction. Show you a full tour. We started at Main Street right in front of the Disneyland Railroad, and we are going to end there today shortly. My little 90-minute stream, so thank you for being here. We will be back on Wednesday to do some more live streaming in the evening. May do DCA that night, may do both. We'll see how we feel. And I say we, my husband will probably be with me on Wednesday. I woke up early today and I'm doing this solo. And after I finish this live stream, guys, I'm gonna go enjoy, maybe even, I lied, not stand in that line for Starbucks. That was a joke, not doing that. Still walking through here, Main Street. I'm going against the crowd. Everybody is walking in. As I mentioned earlier, most people, it starts getting pretty crowded, I would imagine around 10. So this is rope dropping was a good, Carnation Cafe is very busy. They've got great breakfast. It's one of my favorite restaurants here. If you're just joining, my name is Alex. I'm from Take Me to Magic. This is my channel. I'm trying to do some more live streams in 2026 of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. Maybe even do some live streams of Universal Studios Hollywood in the future. So thanks for joining. I post a lot of videos about different things. I'm also a travel planner for Disney and Universal. So if you're thinking about coming here for the first time, I'm your gal. I can book and plan your itineraries for no additional cost to you. Who wouldn't want someone who lives less than 5 miles away to plan their trip? Let's be real. Okay. We are here at the beginning of Main Street, or what I would say my end of my stream. So you can see here, we're at the Disneyland Railroad. Looks like there's the Pearly Street Band over here playing. Goofy is chilling back there in his 70th anniversary outfit. We've got a lot of different things going on over here, a lot of different little trolleys and carts to take you, even a horse trolley over here to take you to the castle. Not bad for a federal holiday rope drop, friends. Here is the view. Not bad. So thanks again for joining. I'm going to call this stream a day because it is 2 minutes over what I was hoping to do. So thanks again for joining. Like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks again. Bye.